Take a few more ujjayi breaths here. Every inhale is going to help open up your body. So really breathe in. And as you exhale, start to connect to Uddiyana Bandha, that energetic lock. And find your stability and also softness at the same time. A few more moments here. You can start to walk your hands toward the left. Your right hand may or may not set on top of that left hand, but feel that stretch down the right side of your body, and then come back into the breath here in the shape. Inhale brings you back in through center. And we can walk our hands over toward the right. Feeling that left side body stretch. Inhale brings you back in through center. You can elongate the spine a little bit. You can let your knees go a little bit wider. You could tent your fingertips, tent the hands by lifting your palms up and pressing fingertips down. You don't have to. You can move your shoulders around. You could bring the palms to touch and the thumb toward the back of the neck if you want to, and set an intention for your practice this morning. Release and lift yourself up into tabletop pose. Any intuitive movement, and then when you're ready, start to find your cat-cows. Breathe in as you look up, tuck chin toward chest as you push the exhale out. Rounding through the whole spine. Add in any intuitive movement. Looking over a shoulder on an inhale or exhale or not, maybe full dancing lion, maybe tuck the toes and float back and forth. Two more breaths. So find balance between both sides. Let's tuck the toes and sit back toward the heels. Lengthen through the whole spine. Activate your lower diaphragm, middle diaphragm. Interlace the fingers, press palms forward. On an inhale, lift palms up towards ceiling. On an exhale, find goddess arms. Scapula feels like it's coming together as you lift up out of your waist, little back bend. Then bring the palms to touch in front of your chest. Interlace fingers, press palms forward. Inhale, hands overhead. This time, exhale, twist to the right. Arms might come parallel toward the floor. Inhale, hands overhead. Take it toward the left. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, goddess arms. And then release the posture. You can pat the toes out. You can take a cleansing breath. Tuck the toes and lift into turbo dog. It's like down dog, but the knees are bent. If you need to have blocks under your hands, you can put them there. And here you can really just focus on lengthening through your spine. As you press into your fingertips and the mound of that first finger, lift out of the wrist. Belly toward thighs. any intuitive movement. So you can walk the dog out, you can go to down dog or stay where you're at, but just do the best you can of pairing the movement with breath. Now 2 more Ujjayi breaths. Look between the hands, floating tabletop. So it's like tabletop, only the knees are going to be a little bit up off the floor. Pull your belly in and breathe. And then release that onto the knees. Take that right hand forward and back for a few arm circles. And then be mindful as you take it in the other direction. Reach the right hand up toward the ceiling. Open up through the chest, twist through the spine. Exhale, bring it through for thread the needle. Right hand through left arm space, right palm up. Left hand could walk toward the top of the mat. Any movement that you like to add on, you can. You could take that left leg extended straight back, toes touch the floor. And you can work on picking that left leg up in internal rotation. You could also stack the hip for external. Step by step, start to release the pose. Left hand in toward chest, right hand reaches all the way up toward the ceiling. Take that right hand forward. Extend the left leg back for spinal balance. Flex the left toes, pull core in, maybe look toward the top of the mat. Breathe in, and on an exhale, bring elbow toward knee. Your inhale expands. Your exhale brings it in. About 3 more. One more. Right hand grabs just underneath left knee toward nose, point the left toes. Right hand down, open up towards your left, extend that left leg back, left hand up towards ceiling. So this is like a modified side plank or modified side angle. Left hand can streamline. And just feel that stretch to the whole left side of your body. Push through the blade of that left foot so you really feel it, and open up your chest toward the ceiling, lift up out of the right wrist. Option to take it over the moon. Left hand can lift up toward the ceiling. Lift your left foot up in line with your hip. Bend the left knee and grab the ankle. Think about bringing your scapula together and your left knee up toward the ceiling. Find your breath. Step by step, start to release this back into that side plank. Streamline your left hand overhead and windmill your left hand backwards into tabletop. Left hand backwards, here you are, tabletop, downward facing dog. Few breaths here, any intuitive movement or stillness. Squeeze your thighs. Floating tabletop, maybe you come high onto the toes, look between the hands, press into your hands as you lower. Hold the space and breathe. Find another breath. Release knees down, reset left hand forward and back, take a couple arm circles. Be mindful as you take that left arm in the other direction. Left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. Open up, and on an exhale, bring it through, thread the needle. You have options to add on if you like to. Take your variation. Be mindful as you release the pose. Left hand up toward the ceiling. Left hand forward for spinal balance. Right hand back. Right leg back. Hold the space for a moment. Try to level out through your pelvic floor. On an exhale, bring knee toward elbow. Inhale, expand. Exhale, bring it in. About 3 more. Not about how fast you go, but how in control of the movement that you are in. Moving with your breath. Last one. Left knee can grab underneath. Left hand can grab underneath right knee to nose. Right heel up towards your butt. Release, left hand down, right leg down. Open up toward the right for that side plank variation. Streamlining that right hand. If possible, right toes are pointing toward the right edge of your mat. Option to bring it into that over the moon. Right hand up, right leg up. Bend in right knee, right hand toward ankle, knee toward ceiling. You can look up or down. Step by step, start to release the pose. Streamline that right hand again. Windmill that right hand backwards into your tabletop. Downward facing dog. Use your breath to help you go deeper into these spaces. Really squeeze your muscles so that you're engaged. Gaze goes between the hands. Come up as high as you can to the toes. And we tippy-toe to the top of the mat. Coming up high onto your toes. Bend your knees whenever you need to. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands all the way up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, bow through center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to plank. Hold the plank. Go forward on your toes. Pull your belly in. Hoe the plank out. So it's like cat shoulders in a way. Right knee toward right shoulder. Right foot back to plank. Left knee toward left shoulder. Take it back to plank. Come down onto the knees. Chaturanga Dandasana. High and low plank. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. One more. Option to push to plank or go to down dog through child's pose. Take a cleansing breath if you need it. Gaze goes between the hands and come up to the top of the mat, however yogi likes. Halfway lift when you get there. Forward fold. Hands reach overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bow through center, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Step it back to plank. Hold the space, shift forward on your toes. Left knee toward left shoulder. Take it out. Right knee toward right shoulder. Take it out. Option to come to knees. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra. Release, down dog. That is your vinyasa. Coming to knees makes it a little bit more of a modified option. You can always take that option. Gaze goes between the hands and comes to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, 2 forward fold. Whenever you get there, no rush. Inhale, hands overhead, palms touch. Hands come toward heart center. Hands by the side, and just take a moment, take a breath. Just reflect for a moment. Fingertips can graze the ground if it's possible. Knees are touching, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take a vinyasa or go right to down dog. From downward facing dogs, take your left toes out 45 degrees. Left toe spin out to like 10 o'clock on a clock. Right foot steps forward, warrior one. Inhale lifts you up. If it's possible, palms are touching. Feel the left side of your stomach pull forward as you bend into your right knee. That's it, Chandra, very nice. Exhale brings you down, frame that right leg, option to take a vinyasa. Maybe you pick that right leg up into cheetah and three-legged vinyasa or not. You can also go right to downward facing dog. The form is the most important part of this practice. These are sun salutations. Let's take this to the other side. Right toe spin out about 45 degrees. Bring that left foot forward. Inhale lifts you up. Sit, Cheryl. Palms are going to touch if it's possible, so you get into your shoulders and your gaze can be toward your thumb. That's beautiful, Shannon. Take another breath. On an exhale, hands come down, frame the left foot. Maybe you pick the foot up into cheetah. Maybe you just go to down dog. Maybe you just take a typical vinyasa. Mean and downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath. Breathe in the nose, open up your mouth and let something out. Make space energetically. Gaze goes between the hands. If you want to practice floating, maybe take turbo dog. And then you're going to press into the hands on the inhale and think about lifting your hips up real high and come to the top of the mat. That's it. Yes. Halfway lift into your forward fold. Any amount is good. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana. Palms are going to touch if your body allows it to. Straighten the legs. Hands come to heart. Straighten the legs, hands come to heart, standing. Take a moment, take a breath. This is the movement. We're going to do this a few more times to help complete our warm-up. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe you jump into chaturanga or take your vinyasa or not. Just go to down dog. Remember, you can always come to knees. Your form is really important. Left toe spin out, right leg forward through the midline. Inhale lifts you up, warrior one. Exhale brings you down for vinyasa. Take an extra breath if you need it. Meet and down dog. Take a moment. Right toe spin out, left foot forward. Find your warrior one. Try to pair it with the breath. Inhale lifts you. Exhale brings you down. You might need to take an extra breath, and that's okay. Reset here. Gaze goes between the hands, hop, jump, step, or float to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands to heart, Tadasana. One more time, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Move through the movement with your breath. Ardha Uttanasana. Take a vinyasa. Left toe spin out, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa. Right toes out, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa. Gaze goes forward, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, chair. Straighten the legs, hands come to heart, hands by the side. Hand to big toe hold. Step the right foot out about 6 inches. 2 fists. Hands can come to the waist. Press your feet down. You got to get tall. Hinge forward at the hips. Bend your knees when you need to. Yogi peace fingers can come out to grab the big toe. Thumb can press into the toenail. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees so that your belly and your low ribs are touching your thighs. Release the head and go into your forward fold. This isn't happening today. Hands can be at the shins. Hands could be on blocks if you needed them. Or book. Take a couple more breaths. Elbows can go out to the left and to the right if you are going into a deeper variation. Option to stay where you're at or release the toe bind. Inhale halfway, hands on your feet for Padahastasana. Palms up. About 5 breaths. Gently release that. Hands can come to the hips. Look forward, bend your knees. Inhale, come up. You don't have to bend your knees, don't. Hands can shift to the low back. You can gently press your hips forward. Hands by the side. And just feel the effects of the posture. Can you feel what you just did? And we're going to open up to the right. There we go. So we're going to come into triangle pose. You can come to the edge of your mat. You can have even one leg distance here. Hands parallel to the floor. Point your right toes out. Reach your spine up and shift toward the right. Come into your form of triangle. Bend your right knee if you need to. Right hand to the shin, to the floor. Right yogi peace fingers could grab that big toe. You can open your chest to the ceiling. Take a few more breaths here. Gaze can be up or down. Press into the feet, inhale up. Right toes in, left toes out. Inhale, reach your spine up. Exhale, move into your pose. Utthita Trikonasana, left hand shifts toward the left as far as you can go. Open up your chest to the ceiling as you come down. Press into the feet and come up through center. Hands can come to the waist. Bring those left toes inside angle. So from here, you might need to take a longer stance. Think wrist to wrist. Elongate your stance. Hands can come to the waist. Point your right toes out and bend into your right knee a few times. Think a warrior 2 stance. Hands parallel to the floor. Right forearm to right thigh. Left hand up. You can stay here. You don't have to go down as low. Or you can work on bringing the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Open your chest. Straight line your left hand. I'm going to turn around just to make it so it's easier for you to see me. But we're still on the right side. Take one more breath. Inhale up through center. Straighten that right leg. Right toes in, left toes out. Take it to the other side. Bend into your left knee a few times. Try not to have that knee go past the heel. Reach your spine up. You could do left forearm to left thigh. Stay here. Or you can go into the deeper expression. Keep opening your chest to the ceiling. Squeeze that right thigh and glute. Take another breath. Excellent, yogis. Press down the feet to come up through center. Hands can come to the waist. Left toes can come in. Take those right toes out and come down onto the left knee. Revolve side angle. Hands to heart. Twist to your right. Hook the left elbow. Option to tuck the left toes and lift that left leg up. You don't have to. Option to open up your arms. Option to streamline that right hand. Just work on wherever you're at this morning and take a few more breaths. If that left leg is up, you're squeezing it. Step by step, release the pose. Meet me down on that left knee and hands to heart to center. Bring your hands on the inside of the right foot to the floor. Tuck your left toes and lunge to that left leg. Drop the right knee. Hands come to heart. Twist toward the left.
Remember, you can stay here, you can go deeper. Tucking right toes, lifting that right leg up. You can open up the arms this morning if you want to. Take a few more breaths. Release down onto that right knee. Untuck the toes, hands to the heart. Hands to the floor on the inside of that left foot. Pivot toward your right, and we're gonna get ready for wide leg forward fold. Here we are. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you might hinge and bring your hands to the floor. So you can be here. If this is too intense, bend your knees. Try to keep your spine really straight instead of rounding. We can go deeper if you have the range of motion or flexibility. You can always bring your feet in a little closer. So the angle in your hip has to go deeper. Or you can walk the hands backwards, hands in line with your heels one day. Maybe you work on a nose touching the floor. You could release the head. Hands come to the waist, gaze forward, press down in your feet to come up. I changed how I'm standing just so you can get better view. So we're gonna come into another one, no hands. Keep the hands here at your hips. Inhale, reach your spine up. Exhale, hinge forward. Pasarita Padottanasana B. Take a few breaths here. If your legs are straight, really squeeze your thighs. They want to relax. Press down on the feet. Inhale lifts you up. Let's work a bind with this pose now. Pasarita Padottanasana C. Hands can go behind you. Interlace your fingers. If that's not happening, grab the forearms or wrists and just work toward it. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, you can work the nose toward the floor, or you can relax the head and take the gaze to what we call the horizon, looking between the legs. Stay diligent in your pose, yogis, please. Squeeze your thighs and press your feet down. Keep elongating through your spine. And then just find your gaze as you breathe. Chin can come into our chest. Inhale lifts you up. Don't release the bind until at least halfway or all the way up. Let the hands float up. Last one. Exhale, forward fold. This time, yogi peace fingers can come out to grab your big toe. Thumb presses into toenail. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bend the elbows to the left and to the right. If this isn't serving you, you can take any of the options that we already did. And remember the modifications if you need to take any other variation. About 2 more breaths. Gently release the bind in the toe. Hand can come to the waist. Inhale lifts you up. Nice long spine. Look forward. If you need to bring the hands a little back, you can. So from here, if it's possible for you to take reverse namaskar, we're going to have you do that. If this isn't happening today, just work toward the intention. Pyramid pose, intense leg stretch. Point the right toes to the right and square your hips to the right. So that means they're in one line here, hip bone to hip bone. Left toes come in as much as you need to do to achieve that. Inhale, lengthen your heart up. Exhale, you can fold over the right leg. You can bend your right knee as much as you need to. You don't have to go down all the way. Or you could. And remember, you can bend your right knee, or you can keep it straight. Try to shine that heart bone on that right big toe. Try not to round and collapse in that upper back. Press into your feet. Inhale, lifts your spine up. Bring those right toes in and take it to the front of your mat, toward the left. Square your hips off. Press feet down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, start to hinge over this left leg. Find that Ujjayi breath. Squeeze your thighs, press your feet down, draw your belly in. Where can you engage the pose? What are you thinking about? Press into your feet. Inhale lifts you up. Right foot steps to meet left foot. Gently release the bind you had behind the back and take a moment, take a breath here. Working on an extended hand to big toe hold. So I'm going to pivot just so you can see better. You can stay where you're at. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot and pick your right knee up. You can stay here, you can interlace the fingers, or your yogi peace fingers are grabbing that right big toe. You can stay here. You got to work that left standing leg. Think about getting that left leg straight and solid. You might be kicking that right leg out all the way. Or a little bit. But try to get your left leg straight. Take another breath here. Open up that right leg to the right a little bit with the knee bent, or a whole lot. But do the best you can to work that standing leg. One more breath. Squeeze that left thigh. Bring that right leg back in through center the best as you can. Right hand to the waist. Point those right toes and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment, take a breath, and just let it go. It's not that big of a deal. And let's just see what happens when we take it to the other side. Shift the weight into the right foot. Left knee goes up. Any variation is fine. But just honor wherever you're at. Find a gaze point, really helps with your balance. One more breath here. Option to take that left leg open toward the left, a little bit or a lot. Work that right leg. One more breath. Left leg comes back in through center. Left hand can come to the waist. Point those left toes and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment, take a breath, and then just feel the pose. Half bound standing lotus or tree pose. So most of you probably know tree, right? Right foot on the inside or up high. If you want to work toward that standing lotus, think about bringing your right heel toward your left hip. Right heel toward left hip. You can stay here, both hands to the foot or right hand to heart. You can take your right hand behind you to grab the left forearm. Or maybe, if today's a good day, you can get a bind. The right yogi peace fingers grab the right big toe. And then if you want, you could add a forward fold in. So this pose, it can be intense. There's a lot of stuff going on. And you start to work your nose toward that left shin. One more breath. And gently, if you took the forward fold with me, we're going to start to come back up to standing. And then we're all going to be real mindful as we release the pose. Let the energy run through your body and take it to the other side. Left heel could come toward right hip space. Two sides here are always going to be a little different. Left hand to heart, maybe, maybe not. Left hand behind you. Maybe work for the bind or grab the forearm. Maybe take the forward fold or not. Maybe Shannon. Maybe Cheryl. One more breath. If you went forward fold, gently start to make your way up with control. And then we could all start to release the pose. Take a moment. Take a breath. Maybe hand to heart, hand to belly. Take cleansing breath. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Hold this one. Press palms together. Mula Bandha engaged. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift into a vinyasa or go straight to down dog. High to low plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left toe spin out, right foot forward, warrior one. Work the pose. Arms are strong, palms pressing together. Gazes toward thumbs, bending into right knee, left hips pulling forward. Warrior one to the back of the room. Warrior two into that bent left knee. Technically, warrior two to the back of your mat. Take another breath. Warrior two into the right knee. Feel your scapula pulling apart as you bend into right knee. Spine over that hip space. Left hand windmills, take a vinyasa. Meet me in down dog. Look between the hands and come down onto your sit bones. Maybe you want to practice floating. Extend the legs out. Come onto your sit bones. Sit on a blanket if you need to, Dandasana. Hands come next to you, palms down. Flex the feet. Chin to chest. Spine stays long. Lots of stuff going on here. Release vinyasa or take cat-cow. So cross the ankles. Come back to seated. Legs go out. So that from Dandasana, the foundation of all your seated poses, inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Keep your spine real long. Bend your knees if you need to. And just know it's a really early morning practice, so you might not be going as deep as you usually do. Take another breath or two. That's it, Amanda. Really nice long spine. Gently release. Option to take a vinyasa or cat-cow if you'd rather. It's all good. It is a lot of vinyasa, so nothing wrong with taking a cat-cow. Tucking the toes for down dog. And then let's meet. Come onto your sit bones. Extend the legs out. So it's forward folded. It's reverse plank. So you have two options. You can bring your base of your big toes together. Your hand is going to go a forearm distance back if you have like OCD and you really want to know. Middle finger is facing forward. And then press into your hands and lift your hips up. Try to take at least 5 breaths. That's not happening. Bend your knees halfway. 2 fists between the knees. And you lift up. Wherever you're at, try to take another breath. If you hit 5 breaths, release, take a vinyasa or a cat-cow. Take a cleansing breath if you need it and come back onto your sit bones. Extend the legs out in front of you. So we're going to come into a head to knee pose. Bend your right knee. Left foot goes out maybe toward the edge of your mat. Onto the sit bones. Inhale, hands up. Janu Shrishavasana. Pivot the chest to the left. Forward fold. Spine needs to stay nice and long. Instead of just dumping into it. It's much wiser to bend the knee if you need to. A few more breaths. And let's just go into the other side this morning. So take the right leg out and take a bend in your left knee. Inhale, hands up. Pivot chest to the right, forward fold. The more that you squeeze your right thigh, the more you're going to stretch through the back of this right leg. You know, people are always like, how can I get into the splits? Or how can I do deeper forward folds? There's a lot of things happening. So in these poses that might seem simple, you're doing a lot of work. Gently release, take a vinyasa or a cat-cow. Come back onto your sit bones. Send the legs out in front of you. And we're going to come into a classical pose. It's called Brittany-Urbansky. We're going to do A. So I want to make sure you can see. We're going to bend the right knee, bring the right heel in. Knee to ceiling, left toes point up. 1 hand's distance between right foot, left thigh. All right, from here, we're going to take that right hand up to the ceiling and then reach it forward. You can take your left hand out. You can stay here or work toward the bind. Start to bring that right hand to the right. You can stay here or right palm faces the back of the room, and you're going to actually start to reach around for a bind. Maybe you stop here. Maybe your right hand grabs those left fingers. Maybe your right hand can grab your left wrist. Taking a few more breaths here. That's it, Cheryl. In time, you're going to feel your left shoulder coming a little bit more forward. That's it. Yeah, so you feel left shoulder going forward, right shoulder going back, and they'll start to come into a little bit of an alignment over time. Opening up your shoulders, doing this pose is going to help deepen your back bends and a whole lot of other poses. Gently release, and let's take it to the other side. Right leg goes out, take a bend in left knee. Remember, hands distance between the foot. Left hand can reach up to the ceiling because you got to get really tall in your spine. Left hand reaches forward. Stay here or work toward that bind. Really utilize your Ujjayi breath the best that you can. Keep squeezing the right thigh and pointing the right toes. Any amount is good amount. Don't be hard on yourself in this pose. One or two more breaths. Gently release. You have the option to take a vinyasa or do cat-cow, down dog. Whatever works best for you. It is a lot of vinyasa, so again, don't be hard on yourself. Just do whatever is best for you right now. What do you need right now? You know, some people have a lot of energy sitting at home right now all day. Some people are like needing a little bit of softness. All right, yogis, look between the hands. Come back down to your sit bones. And we're going to do Brittany-Urbansky C. So it's a little bit of a similar setup. Let's take a bend in our right knee. 1 hand's distance, flex the left toes. This time, right hand up to the ceiling. Take it behind you like double spine. Left hand up, twist towards your right. Left elbow is going to go to the outside of that right knee as you look over the shoulder. Or you're going to hug the leg, right? So whichever one that you can do today right now. Maybe you get into that bind shape, flex your left toes. Maybe you can take that left hand, palm faces away, left arm extends, and if it's a good day, maybe you get a bind. I should say if it's a bind day, not a good day. Because if you're not getting the bind, it's still a good day. And gently, with control, release, especially if you took that bind. Let your spine come back through neutral, right leg out. Left knee bend, make sure you're on your sit bones again. Left hand up and behind you, right hand up and twist. Any amount's good. Engage that right leg. Maybe you're looking over that left shoulder. Gently, with control, release. And take your vinyasa. You could just walk the plank. You can come to knees. You can do modify. All good. Down dog. If you took cat-cow, lift into down dog. Look between the hands. Come through the sit bones. Boat pose. So keep breaking it down. Big toes touch, palm, calves up, palms to the back of the thighs. If this is good, spine is really long, straight. Maybe take the hands away. Maybe straighten the legs. Cross at the ankles, take a vinyasa, or go right to down dog. Come back onto your sit bones. We do it again. Find boat pose, please. Vinyasa. Boat pose. Legs lift up. Make it your best one. You're on your sit bones, not your lumbar spine. You're lifting your chest up. You're squeezing your thighs. Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees wide. You could take your yogi peace fingers and wrap the big toe and feel yourself pull your toe towards your chest, but don't twist the toe. It's like a lateral stretch in your big toe. Be careful. 2 more breaths. If you want to bow forward, you can. Hands at the hips, spine nice and long, elbows stay in. Maybe forehead toward toe. Release the pose. Constructive rest. Knees come together. Feet go apart and come down onto your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Come to your breath. Start to find your center. If you have a block, you can do supported bridge. Block goes underneath you. Or we can work on a half bridge for a moment. You're going to bend your heels in towards your butt. Knees are in line with your hips, so there's that slight space there. You have options of placing the hands by your hips, palms down and lifting up, or you can grab an ankle. Grab the other ankle as you roll onto the shoulder blades, and then lift the hips up. Press feet down. 5 breaths. Keep pressing feet down, squeeze glutes. Engage the belly as you exhale. After your 5th breath, gently release back into constructive rest. Knees together, feet apart. Softening your jaw. Cleansing breath. You could do that pose again, or we could take a full wheel. 5 breaths. It's up to you. Walk the feet in. Coming into full wheel, palms down, fingers face your shoulders. Maybe top of the head touches the floor to begin. You press into the hands so much you lift up. Maybe you come onto the toes. Maybe you walk the feet in. Then you gotta walk the hands in. Don't look around in this pose. Keep pressing hips up. Use your breath. After 5th breath, gently start to release down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Constructive rest. Take a moment, take a breath. And yogis, if you'd like to do one more back bend, please go ahead, 5 breaths. Maybe some of us just need to rest where we're at. Keep pressing your hips up. One day your arms are gonna lengthen and straighten all the way. That's it, Amanda. That is it. Just keep pressing into your hands. That's it, Chandra. You could pause there and breathe. And one day you're gonna keep pressing into the hands. You got it, Shannon. That's it, Cheryl. Keep pressing hips up. Use your breath. Press feet down. After that 5th breath, be mindful as you release. Take that constructive rest. You might need something different. We could bring knees toward chest. Be real mindful. Your low back might be a little fragile there right now, sensitive. You could have stillness or you can rock a little bit side to side. We can lift all limbs up toward the ceiling. Legs go up, arms go up, form of Viparita Karani. You can stay here or come into a shoulder stand if you have shoulder stand in your practice. And I can do a demo, absolutely, Miss Shannon, if you want to take a peek. Don't look around in your shoulder stand, but you do want to start to stack your hips over your shoulders one day. So you can keep your hands at your low back. You want to get the hips over the shoulders, feet. Maybe you interlace the fingers and take your hands toward the floor. You got to really engage your core to stay in that pose with good form. If you can, take another few breaths. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your butt, squeeze your thighs. Come into plow or come into happy baby. Or something different that your intuition's telling you. In plow, keep pressing your shoulders down, hands to the back, or hands could be interlaced. If your toes are touching in plow, you can bring your knees by your ears. You don't have to. Maybe you just don't want to today. And gently start to release the pose. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands go underneath your butt, palms down. Base of big toes comes real close, fish pose. Press into your forearms, lift your heart up. Head can go back. If that doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it. You could do Sphinx on your belly instead. Press your sit bones down, press your forearms down. And then be real mindful as we release. Soften your jaw, maybe take a cleansing breath. Be real mindful as we start to walk the knees in toward the chest. Knees can go over the hips. We're going to take a supine twist. If you want to, left leg can go over right, and you could drop the legs toward the right. Left leg on top. You don't have to cross the leg. Gaze can go toward left. Just a softer dive breath as you start to let your body relax and your mind soften again. Be careful as we inhale back through center. Take it to the other side. Right leg could go over left, and you could drop your legs toward the left.
Be really careful as we come back through center. You can uncross the legs. Knees into our chest. Bring the knees over your hip bones. Lift your calves parallel to the floor. And take your feet apart. Knees come together, feet go apart. It's just like a little stretch in the hip flexor. Release knees to chest. Happy baby. One leg at a time or both legs. If you did one leg, switch. Legs up to the ceiling. Knees back into chest. And then start to think about your intention. Tighten all the muscles that you can. Visualize that intention. In one moment, we're going to sigh and exhale out to fill our electromagnetic field with this intention. At the same time, release all of your muscles and let your body go into the Savasana position. Big breath in. Just give yourself this 3 minutes to really start to let go. Let go of the pranayama breath. Maybe soften your jaw. And just tell yourself you're open to receiving blessings. You're open to being happy. And you're open to the peace.
Yogis, you can stay in Savasana, or you can start to find a little bit of movement in your fingers and toes. Maybe moving your head left and right. Maybe making your way over onto your favorite side. And coming up to an easy seated position. We can bring our hands toward heart center. The eyes can be gazed or closed. Take a moment just to feel the gratitude. I'm going to ask you to think about 3 things that you love about yourself. That is the first step of yoga, ahimsa, nonviolence. Coming into that unconditional state of love, and it has to begin with you. Thank you so much for waking up and practicing with us all today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste. Thank you everybody so much for being on here, all beautiful kiddos. You guys have a wonderful day. If you need anything, please just let me know. Send me a message. If you have any goals that you're working toward, let me know and I'll incorporate them in. But thank you for showing up. All right, everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too.